I had it in my mind that I'm gonna make demon romance and monster romance video one after the other for a reason. If you have already watched the other video, you will understand it when I say that monster romance and demon romance are siblings. They share the same core identity, and they are cousins to dark romance and mafia romance who, in my opinion, are also siblings. But in this video, I'm gonna discuss demon romance and why I find it disgusting.
This has got to be the most diabolical, outrageous, hear me out of all time. Yes, people are actually simping for the ghost of Conjuring 4. People are literally posting thirst traps. Are you guys genuinely okay? My sister says I'm crazy, but the whole time I was in the theater like, bro, come on. Yeah, it got to the point where people are actually making edits of the ghost from Conjuring 4. As soon as he picked up that axe, I knew it was love at first sight. Did we watch the same Conjuring movie? If he was supposed to be scary, why did they make him so damn fine? And this person that said, friend turned to me going, do you think he's fine? At the same exact time, I turned over and went, he's low-key fine.
Alright, so the reason I'm calling demon romance and monster romance siblings is that the fantasy is identical. In both cases, you have a human female lead and a male lead who is completely non-human. But the real connection is the crazy imbalance of control. In these stories, the fantasy is about being completely and utterly overpowered by the non-human thing. There's a very clear kink for being helpless. The appeal is the idea of having nowhere to run, nowhere to escape.
Run like the wind, little witch. You're in my blood now. You're in my marrow. I'll hunt you down and make you pay for every no I heard from your bratty little mouth.
When the love interest is an ancient entity or a massive creature, the girl has zero agency. She's trapped by someone with absolute power over her. In other genres, the guy is still just a man. He has money and weapons, but he's bound by human limits. He can be arrested or eventually die. But as for a demon, there's no calling the police. You're dealing with something that exists on a scale that we can't even measure.
I said, damn, bitch!
The difference between monster romance and demon romance, other than the fact that monster romance asks, what if a creature wanted me? And demon romance asks, what if the absolute evil was obsessed with me? Is that monster romance is 100% not real, and I've already talked about it. But the concept of demon cannot be fully dismissed as 100% fake by everyone. I understand the atheist point of view where these are just mythological characters. But for billions of people who hold a religious belief, and I personally have strong belief in God, for people like us, demons carry a different weight.
Come on, let's go outside.
Go outside for what?
We're gonna fight.
No, we could do it right here.
No.
Oh my God.
This isn't only a creative writing prompt. It represents a 50-50 chance of being reality. Even if you don't believe in demons, for the sake of this video, let's just pretend that they are real.
That shit was so retarded about to respond in another language. What the?
So why does the fantasy of demon romance sell? I think it's because it removes the burden of choice. In a regular relationship, if a guy is bad to you, you have the responsibility to leave. But if a demon binds your soul or uses a fated mate bond to claim you, the choice is taken away.
When do
the universe decided for you? It's a vacation from moral responsibility. You get to enjoy the intensity and the protection of this all-powerful being without having to justify why you chose him. Oh, he chose me and he's too strong to fight, so I'm gonna fold eventually.
Oh, that's terrible.
You seem kind of psyched.
No, I'm bummed.
Okay, let's talk about the moral weight and corruption in demon romance. Monster romance is mostly about physical absurdity and impossible biology. But demon romance adds a layer of moral weight. The male lead represents temptation and the loss of purity. He doesn't just do bad things like a mafia boss. He represents the concept of corruption itself. The fantasy here is often about being changed. The girl isn't trying to fix him. Instead, he's slowly consuming and transforming her.
I know what kind of man you are.
This is why these books lean so heavily into soul contracts and blood rituals. It's a symbolic absorption where the girl stops being entirely human because she has been marked by something eternal.
It's getting weird. I feel really uncomfortable.
One of the most interesting things about this genre is how it turns fear into intimacy. In the beginning of these stories, the girl is usually terrified, but the narrative slowly refines that fear and presents it as attraction. Panic is written as tension, and danger is written as chemistry. The emotional confusion becomes the selling point. It feels like these stories are trying to collapse the line between being scared and being in love until you can't tell the difference anymore.
Okay, let's move on.
But on a different note, this subgenre has been crossing a line that I absolutely cannot ignore.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
It started with demons, and then because demons weren't enough, so it moved to religious figures. We're seeing stories about priests, pastors, nuns, altar servers, and so on. This book called Forgive Me, Father actually has scenes and illustrations of the characters being intimate inside a church, and we don't know how many more like this are out there.
Y'all make me sick! Y'all make me...
Me personally, I find it deeply disturbing. When you look at history, especially the medieval era, these religious institutions were the places where real-world tragedy happened. Desperate, poor families would surrender their daughters to the church just so they wouldn't starve. These girls were often SA'd by the people in power, and then they were the ones silenced or locked away when things went wrong. They had no voice and no way out. Also, similar things happened to the male children as well. So to take that setting and turn it into forbidden trope for the sake of a thrill feels incredibly tone-deaf.
Bro, what the f***? Man, what the f*** is this shit, man?
I don't see how anyone can justify the scene of a sexual act happening inside a religious compound when those spaces are supposed to be dedicated to something higher and holier. I think we're seeing a phenomenon called taboo inflation. The internet rewards shock value. And once demons became a normal trope, they weren't shocking enough anymore. So to get the same reaction from an audience, authors had to move to angels, to priests, to sacred rituals.
Her mind, genius, Mensa level genius.
Another thing I noticed is how modern these ancient beings act. We got ourselves a king of hell who has existed for millions of years, but he talks like a jealous boyfriend from a modern Asian drama. There's something unintentionally funny about a cosmic entity acting like he needs reassurance text. It makes the all-powerful persona feel like a costume. See, if your interest in forbidden requires you to desecrate something that billions of people hold sacred, is it actually fantasy? Or is it just a lack of respect?
Yes, I am doing blasphemy, yes.
The authors give excuses about exploring repression or the purity versus temptation trope, but it usually feels like shock value for the sake of profit. The idea of being overpowered by a supernatural being is a powerful escapist tool. But in the end, we have to look at what we're sacrificing for that thrill. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, bye.